A Spirited Journey, written by the Jolly Mariner. Warning, stuff may be disturbing for some viewers. Viewer description is advised. One afternoon, Boco was resting in the yard when Edward clanked in with his stopping tray. "Are you alright?" he asked. "I'm alright," wheezed Edward. "Something does feel a bit loose, though." "Well, whatever it is, you'll have to go to the works to have it tightened," said his driver. "But what about my evening train?" protested Edward. After some discussion, it was decided that Boco would take the train instead. As Edward was being taken away, he couldn't help feeling as though he'd forgotten something. "Nothing to it, purred Boco as he collected his coaches that evening. But when he brought them to the platform, he was surprised to see a great deal of people waiting. With so many passengers, the station master told Boco to find an extra coach. Where can I find a spare coach?" he pondered as he moseyed about the yard. Then, in a siding in the far corner of the yard, he saw an old coach, sitting by itself. It almost looked as though it was hiding. "Perfect," thought Boco. As he went to couple up, the crisp autumn air began to feel cold. For a brief moment, he thought he could hear laughter. "Must just be the wind," he said dismissively, and brought the coach to the platform. The passengers climbed aboard, and as the moon shone full overhead, Boco set off down the branch line. As he trundled along, he heard a child laughing and singing merrily in one of the coaches. "Someone's certainly in high spirits this evening," chuckled Boco. The laughter and singing continued for the rest of the journey. Soon, even Boco began to get tired of it. "Oh, I do wish that child would keep quiet," he grumbled. But when they arrived at the top station, some of the passengers came to speak to Boco's driver. "There's laughter coming from our carriage," they said, "but we can't figure out who's making the noise." Just then, the driver heard a knocking coming from the coach. He peered inside to see a little girl wearing old-fashioned clothing, and all the doors were locked. Boco's driver pulled and pulled, but not a single door would budge. The little girl continued to sing and laugh without a care in the world. Using their combined efforts, the driver, guard, and station master were able to pry open one of the carriage doors. They scrambled inside to find the coach was completely empty. Everyone was very surprised. But I saw her," protested the driver. "She was standing right there in the window." "Perhaps she got out," suggested the guard. But no one had seen any girl climb out of the coach. Boco felt uneasy. The journey back was not much better. The girl's laughter continued to sound from the coach, though whenever someone went to investigate, she was nowhere to be seen. By the time Boco had returned to Edward's station, he felt sick in the pit of his radiator. Without missing a beat or saying a word, he shunted the coach back into its siding. "I was hoping you'd never have to find out," came a voice. Boco nearly jumped off the rails in fright, but quickly calmed down when he realized Edward had returned from the works. "What do you mean?" asked Boco. Edward sighed. Many years ago, a little girl boarded one of my evening trains by herself, along with a shady character. Boco gulped. You mean? It wasn't a pretty sight, replied Edward, a haunted look on his face. Now, whenever the moon is full, the little girl returns to the carriage, laughing and singing just as happily as she did before her untimely end. I just hope she's as happy as she sounds. As the sound of the girl's laughter echoed from the inside of the coach, Boco could only agree.